I was in the National Youth Theatre, and I got into National Youth Theatre when I was 13, sorry, but I didn't want to, didn't really do that many plays with them. So I decided I was going to take a gap year out of college and maybe do some more plays and stuff with the National Youth Theatre. And what ended up happening is my mum worked at the Royal Free Hospital in Hampstead. She still does. But at that time, I needed like a part-time job. So she got me a job at the Royal Free in the outpatients clinic. I was like a clinic clerk. And luckily for me, the Royal Free had like a rec centre, which is almost like a gym. And it was like peanuts to join. So I was like, right, so I'm going to uni next year. Maybe what I need to do is I need to start going to the gym, and I need to try and lose a little bit of weight before I get to uni, because obviously everybody keeps telling you it's the time of your life, and you need to like get ready for it. It's going to be amazing, and all of these kind of like amazing things that come with the uni tales that you get from your your peers or siblings or whatever. So I basically joined the rec center, and I started going to the gym. And I would go before work and after work, and I really went ham. Like, I was getting on the treadmill, getting on the cross trainer. I was just doing the most in regards to training. I wasn't very knowledgeable about exercise or even eating healthy, but I was kind of just doing what I saw on TV. So I dropped my calories to ridiculously low. And I was like doing loads of cardio, and then I started to lose weight, and little by little the weight was coming off, and I was getting people saying to me at work, oh my God, you're losing weight. And I was getting compliments. And I remember this woman, Sharon, she always used to say to me, God, your bum has just gone from down here to like up here. I will never forget that statement. So I started, working out, but I wasn't eating very much, and therefore I was really tired, and that caused me to basically start to become a little bit more knowledgeable about healthy eating and actually training. And then I met a personal trainer who was like, you should be weight training. And I was like, what's weight training? And she was like, you have to lift weights, and you build muscle. And she told me the statistic, which I will never forget: with every pound of muscle you have in your body, you burn an extra 50 calories a day. So she got me into weight training. I started lifting weights. And I would say that was like the next evolution to like my kind of health and fitness journey. I started lifting weights. And I think by the time, the whole year I was training, but I think by the time I ended up going to uni, I think I'd lost like about four stone, like something like that. But to be honest with you, I will never remember what my starting weight is. I know what it was around about, but I think at that time, at 16, I was wearing like a size 22. So I probably weighed like maybe like 18 and a half, like 19 stone, something like that. So if we're thinking about it, I'm 5'2.5". So even though I'd lost 4.5 stone, when I got to uni, I was still a big girl. Like, people who didn't know me wouldn't know that, oh, I've done really well and I've lost all this weight and I look amazing. Like, you wouldn't know me. You would just see me and see the weight that I am now. So when I got to uni, I was still a big girl because I still hadn't kind of lost all the weight that I wanted to. But at that time, I think I was starting to feel a bit more confident in myself. And so maybe I was giving off, rather than like a hide me, no one look at me vibe, I was kind of giving off like more of an outgoing vibe. I was getting involved with like, the ACS at school. I was going out more. I was doing things. And I think, to be honest, regardless of what weight I was, and I will always say this, I was always cute. So I'm guessing people saw that. I was always cute with my weight, my bigger size. So I think in uni, I was still big, but I was cute. And so I think guys started to approach me then. But then it switched again when I went away for my third year, which was my sandwich year. I moved to Nottingham for a year. And again, I went somewhere new, so I saw that as an opportunity to like get into the gym. And I remember I joined this gym in Nottingham, which was in one of the shopping centres, and I did every class under the sun, like aerobics. I was doing body pump. I was doing every day. I was doing a class. And so throughout that whole year, I dropped some more weight. And I remember coming back home on holidays, and my mum just going, oh my God, I can see your collarbone. What's going on? And so I'd lost some more weight, but again, I still wasn't what you would deem as slim. but obviously people who'd known me all my life would saw the difference. You know, I remember my auntie used to say, "Oh, slimmer of the year." She always used to say that to me. So throughout that year, I just got stuck. I started climbing. I was doing like loads of stuff. I started taking golf lessons. That was when I started learning how to DJ. Like it was like that. I took Nottingham as an opportunity to really spread my wings. So when I came back to final year, I was a little bit slimmer than I was when I left, and I was more confident. I think that was when more guys were approaching me. I started going out with this guy during the summer before I started uni, who was like literally the most handsome guy that I think I've ever met in my entire life. And I was like, "You're interested in me? Like, what?" So I was like, maybe I am a little bit cuter than I think. And that gave me a little bit of a boost. So by the time I got back to uni, I was feeling a little bit more confident. And I was getting attention from like all the freshers, like the first years that were coming in. And I was in final year, and you know, they were giving me attention, and I felt a little bit more confident. But throughout that whole final year, it being final year, I didn't really maintain the fitness aspect of things. I was busy. I was doing a dissertation, and I wouldn't say that I wasn't training. I was still training, but I guess my diet wasn't really that great because you're doing late nights and you're pulling all-nighters and things like that. So I think I maintained my weight. At this point, I think around final year, I was maybe like about 14 stone. I just kind of maintained being 14 stone all throughout the year. I didn't really lose any more weight. And then I graduated, and I was still kind of working out, but I was now working in the real world. And again, the same thing continued. I was kind of going to the gym, but I wasn't really eating well. And I was really stressed out at my first job. So I was comfort eating and all of these things. And I kind of just stayed the same weight for a really long time. And then over the course of like the years, I think I started to then put some weight back on. It wasn't, you know, it will never be what it was when I first started, like the 18, 19 kind of stone. But I started to, yeah, put on weight again. And I think then I kind of went into a little bit of a depression, because I felt like when people ask me nowadays, it's like, how long is it taking you to lose weight? It's like, yo, like, it's been years. It hasn't been 4 or 5 years. It's been like in excess of 10 years. I started this thing in 2002. It's been a long, long road, and I have been through some serious times. Like, I went through a period where I gave up. I went through like a period where I wanted gastric surgery. I've been up and down, up and down, up and down. It's just been a long road. So I started the journey at like 19 stone or whatever in 2002. I'm now obviously nowhere near that, but then I've lost a lot of weight in 2016. I kind of like really leveled up, and I really hit the gym. I changed my program. I changed my eating, blah, blah, blah. But that was when I had like I kind of got a new lease of life. There's so many stages to this. I've gone through like learning how to eat properly, like doing like the terrible thing, which is dropping my calories down, which some women think that they have to do. I've gone through the just doing cardio, because some women think that that's what they have to do. I've gone through the weight training, and even weight training, there's levels to it. It's been a long, long, long road. And if you can imagine, for someone who's been through like in excess of like 12, 13, 14 years of trying to lose weight, and still being in a position where they're still not deemed as like a slim woman, it's crazy, because you just think, rah, like, when am I gonna actually look like how I should look? It's mad. And for a long time, I think my body hated me. And for a long time, I think I did some damage to my body as well, because we're dropping calories and stuff, you damage your metabolism, there's things that you go through. But yeah, the better I look, the more confident I've gotten. And it's been a long road. So if you can kind of envision it, I've been planting small seeds of confidence over the last 14 years. And maybe I am at the most confident that I've ever been. But it has been like seeds. It's been seeds and seeds and seeds over years. It hasn't been like, you know, in the last year I've dropped 16 stone or whatever it is. That's not how it's been for me. There's so many different stages to this.